Good morning, Facebook friends and my faithful, loyal YouTube subscribers. Today is Monday, May 8th, 2017. Over the weekend, there was a huge arrest here in the Atlanta area. One of Georgia's top cops was busted after exposing himself at Atlanta Park on Saturday night. Police say DeKalb County Sheriff Jeffrey Mann bolted from when confronted by a bike cop in Piedmont Park, according to an incident here in Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Mann allegedly exposed his genitals while walking towards an officer, not realizing he was hiding behind a tree. As Mann approached, the officer shot his flashlight at the surprised cop and identified himself as a member of law enforcement. At this point, Jeffrey Mann fled, running into oncoming traffic south of the large park along 10th Street. He stopped to tie his shoes and took off again after the officer caught up, according to the report. He soon gave up and was handcuffed and arrested. While in custody, the sheriff asked to fetch his identification from his car and for the arresting officer to contact his supervisor. So Mann is now charged with public indecency and obstruction. Public indecency for showing his penis, exposing his penis in a public park, and obstruction because he ran from the police. The officer who filed the report described Piedmont Park as a hot spot for sexual acts after dark, and alleges he found a condom stashed in Mann's pocket. Now, we'll get back to this part about Piedmont Park being a hot spot for sexual acts. It's so interesting that where this incident, the area in the Piedmont Park where this took place at, is an area that I call two of my partners I used to date in that park after midnight in the exact same location. All right, so the officer who filed the report described Piedmont Park as a hot spot for sexual acts after dark and alleges he found a condom stash in Mann's pocket, so he was coming for some action. Mann, who oversees law enforcement in the state's largest county, said he intends to clear his name. He was re-elected as DeKalb County Sheriff in 2016 after assuming the law enforcement seat in 2014. He won a special election to replace Thomas Brown, who resigned to seek a congressional bid. Now, I got a lot of phone calls about this incident with this DeKalb County Sheriff. Now, this is one of the, if you know anything about Georgia, this is the Sheriff of DeKalb County. He's not a deputy. He's not a police officer. He is the sheriff. He is one of the top officials in the sheriff's department. He is the top sheriff in DeKalb County. So he has a very important position, a very important job. And I have a lot of questions. As I said before, this kind of struck home close to me because I've personally found two of my ex-partners that I used to date in this park, in the exact same location many years ago. Two handsome, highly educated men who I would have never guessed in a million years would be in Piedmont Park at the midnight having sex. Two of them. Back to back, I had this incident, this happened to me. It left a very profound effect on me about what men do to get sex. But back to Jeffrey Mann, the sheriff of DeKalb County. I'm trying to do some research. I don't really want, because I just got off the phone with another friend of mine who he works for Fulton County Sheriff's Department, and we were discussing this. And I know I've been in Atlanta for 30 years. So I know a lot of people, and he was more. Some people want to give this man, the DeKalb County Sheriff, a pass. I understand, especially gay men. They're more inclined to say, let's not rush the judgment here. Let's give him an opportunity to explain what happened. All right, I'm a black gay man. I have no need to be in Piedmont Park pursuing sexual exploits. Let's say he was straight. Let's say he was arrested in a sting operation involving prostitutes. I wonder what these same people who are calling me and talking to me before I even did a video and sending me messages, because I did a little post on Facebook saying I was going to do a video about this. I really wanted to get my thoughts together about what I wanted to say about this. So I just did a little video, and I got some phone calls and text messages and emails. A lot of people some for me doing the video, some people against. They want to know. Nobody wants to rush to judge. I'm not judging this officer. He's on the DeKalb sheriff. He's only charged with a crime. But I'm a black gay man. And I've seen this too often. This man has risked his career, his livelihood. He's embarrassed himself. He's embarrassed the DeKalb County Sheriff's Department. I don't know how he's going to maintain that position based upon these charges. And they're misdemeanor charges. They're not. It's not like he went out and did something heinous. But the DeKalb County Sheriff exposing himself in Piedmont Park, in an area known for sexual activity with men. Okay, we got a problem. Now, we can ignore this issue and pretend like this didn't exist. But I think he's still going to have a very serious issue with his constituents and the people who voted for him. You are the sheriff of DeKalb County. You don't have sense enough to know not to go into a public park after midnight looking for sex. Let's just say that he was going over there to pee. Let's just say we've been drinking, he was driving, he needed a place to go urine. We've all had this happen. I can tell you an incident that happened to me a few days ago, a week or two ago. I didn't make it to the bathroom. But anyway, that's another video. So anyway, let's just say that he really did, that he was not in the park for this. He had to pee. There were 1,000 places this man could have stopped. But you literally, 1,000 places. You passed restaurants, stores, gas stations, a tree on the side of the road, parked your car in the parking lot, peed. I peed on the side of the road. I parked my car certain ways and peed out, stood hiding behind my car, no peeing. It happens. Sometimes we all got to pee. Man, woman, dog, child. Pee, get it over with. Let's just say if that's what he claims he was doing in that park. Now, that officer who was on that bike, who was in that park, who arrested him, was watching this man. He didn't say nothing about he saw this man urinating with his penis out. He was watching him for a little while before. These officers, they know what they're looking for down there. They're not looking to lock up innocent people walking through Piedmont Park, peeing on a damn tree. That's not what those guys are down in that park doing. Anybody who thinks that this officer, that this is the DeKalb County Sheriff, was in that park doing anything but what this police officer who arrested him, that police officer arrested him is correct. I don't need to be there to know what that sheriff was doing in that park. I know what he was looking for and what he was looking to participate in. Like I said, I've been in Atlanta for 30 years. This is not new. This has been going on in that park for a long time. Since I moved here in 1989, I heard about this stuff. It wasn't until 94, 95 when I caught those two guys that I was dating. The only reason why let me explain something. The first guy I met down there at the park, the first partner I caught in Piedmont Park, his roommate showed me what he was doing. His roommate said, "You don't know where he's at?" I said, "No, well, where is he?" He was like, "Well, let me show you so you can know." I was so grateful that man took me down there and showed, because I couldn't believe my eyeballs. I was in shock. This man has a college degree. He's highly educated. He has a good job. What are you doing in Piedmont Park at 2 o'clock in the morning? He told me he was stargazing. I walked in that park looking for him. It was pitch black. You couldn't even see your hands in front of you. You couldn't see no trees. You know, you was stargazing my ass. That nigga told me he was stargazing. We had a huge fight. I was young and stupid at that point. We got into a huge fight, physical fight, right there in front of that bike shop. Right there where this man was arrested at, we got into a huge fight in that park on the street. And I was young and stupid. And in retrospect, when I look back on it, when his roommate took me down and showed me what was taking place, I should have said, "Thank you for this information." I should have gotten my brand new car and went my ass back to my beautiful home. Deleted that nigga's phone number and been done with that rest of the video. We'll talk about him later. But back to the stupid sheriff. Now, I've never understood the desire to have public sex, or sex in a public park, a public bathroom, public anywhere. Now you got motel, hotels, Holiday Inn. Get your ass to one of them places, and then you do her in, or him in. So if you're going to participate in this type of stuff, let's just say he couldn't go home. There are so many places this man could have met someone to have sex with besides a public park. He could have met them online, rented a cheap hotel room, motel room, whatever. Holiday Inn, Motel 6, they got them all over the damn place. The privacy, it's just so many places I can go on and on and on forever about where this man could have went and had sex with somebody if that's what he wanted. I guess maybe he was looking for something, anonymous sex with a stranger in a dark place where nobody would know or identify who he was. I've seen this before, guys. I've seen this stuff before. There was a man who was killed in New York a few years ago. He was the CEO of a bank here in Atlanta, Georgia. He was in New Jersey somewhere taking care of business. He was similar incident in a public park with his penis out when a undercover police officer and him got into trial. The officer was going to arrest him. They got to fight. The officer ended up shooting and killing this man, his family, his wife, children. Nobody knew this man was gay, bisexual, whatever you want to label him. He was shot dead in this park because he was there. Now, there's another element to this that I guess I need to discuss because everybody was saying that he was forced to do this. That these two men, the DeKalb County Sheriff, Jeffrey Mann, and the man that was killed in New York, these men with these powerful positions, he's the CEO, the DeKalb County Sheriff is, he's the sheriff of DeKalb County. They can't really live as out gay men, so they have to participate in they have to hide and sneak. I call bullshit on that. You don't have to hide anymore. These two men, the one that was killed in New Jersey and the DeKalb County Sheriff was just arrested Saturday night, did not have to live their lives like this. They didn't have to be sneaking into no park. That's the decision they made. This is the decision they're going to have to deal with the consequences of their actions. That man is dead now, and who was killed in New Jersey. Y'all, I keep hearing these phone conversations I have with people this morning saying that this is something that happens a lot, and we should be focusing on not demonizing these men because they demonize when they make these type of arrests in public places like this, that we're demonizing black gay men and blah, 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 blah. I don't have time for that bullshit. Jeffrey Mann, the sheriff of DeKalb County, knew he had no business being in that park, participating in, possibly about to try to participate in sexual activities before he was arrested. This should not have happened under any circumstance. He knew better. He is the DeKalb County Sheriff. Surely he knows the laws of states and cities. He is the sheriff. He should know what's legal and what's not legal. Yeah, people do make mistakes. I'm not a perfect person here. I've lived a lot of mistakes. Everybody knows my criminal background, convicted felon, been to prison, everything. But I am people do make mistakes. And I can't sit here and say that I haven't made mistakes. And I paid for my mistakes. And this man now has to pay for the mistakes that he made that ended up in his arrest. Now, another thing about this is I don't think this man deserves a pass for what took place there. That's just my thoughts. A lot of people say that he was forced into doing this. I don't buy that. I call bullshit on that. These men make a decision that they want to live their lives in the closet and be undercover. They have tons of sheriffs, police officers, judges, politicians who living their lives out as black gay men. They're all over the United States. But if you face a mental block in your head where you think that you are ashamed of who you are and you have to hide who you are, that man was too old to be down in this park with this bullshit. He was just too old. He should have known better. And I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but the evidence against him is kind of strong. He was in the know. I've been in for 30 years. I know what people do in Piedmont Park. I've been to that park numerous times. I've never myself participated in anything like that. But after I found those two partners back to back in that park, my mind, it was opened up. Like, what are these guys doing? Why are they risking their lives, career? There was a man a few years ago, one of my neighbors, when I lived in the 044. He was stabbed to death in Piedmont Park at 2, 3 in the morning. And I always thought to myself for years, what was he in that park doing? Handsome, attractive man. Why was he in Piedmont Park? He was stabbed to death at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Black guy, his brother, not sneaking into the park. This is not new. A lot of guys do this. And here's another thing about the DeKalb County Sheriff. I'm willing to bet that this is not the first time that he has ventured into that park or any public park. They got a lot of parks around Atlanta where this stuff takes place. He has probably participated in this type of stuff for a long time before he finally got caught this past Saturday. This probably was not his first time. Like the officer said, he found a condom on him, so he was probably on his way into the park looking to participate in some form of sexual activity in the park. So, he's been arrested, charged. Will he lose his job behind this? That's the DeKalb County Sheriff. Yeah, possibility. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to this because I was just doing some research. It's all over the place. I would venture to believe that he's going to have a very difficult time trying to maintain this position after this is taking place. He may have to resign or quit. Depending on the outcome, depending on the community, how the community feels about the DeKalb County Sheriff being arrested in Piedmont Park for having his penis out in a well-known hot spot for sexual activity. How will the citizens of DeKalb County deal with this issue? I think they might. Black folks, we tend to give each other a pass. But you got some powerful white folks in DeKalb County. They may not stand for this. This should be very interesting to see how this plays out. I think it's sad that he made the decision to do that, if this is true what he's being accused of, which I believe to be true. I don't think nobody's making this stuff up. Like I said, I called 2 previous partners down at that park. So whenever something like this goes on, I automatically say, guilty as charged. I ain't never been in no park after, y'all, I've never been in any park after midnight, just going to a park just to hang out, to go pee or whatever. So what could this man have been doing in that park with his penis out? We know what he was down in that park for. That police officer knows what he's down, and Jeffrey Mann knows what he's down in that park for. So now he's going to have to deal with the consequences of his actions. And that's what it boils down to. You having to deal with the consequences of your actions that have placed you in this position. So you don't have to deal with this. All this, they're demonizing gay people by arresting them and doing all this stuff. They lock up straight folks all the time. And sexting, they just locked up 20 people in DeKalb County, black, white, Hispanic, even a damn Air Force sergeant or something. He was in the Marines, some form of the military, was arrested in a sting operation for trying to have sex with an underage girl. I mean, so come on. They make these type of arrests all the time. They went demonizing straight men when they made these arrests. These types of arrests happen all the time. Gay people need to get out their damn feelings. They're demonizing gay people. I don't feel demonized. I've never ever went to a public place to have sex in a bathroom, or they do these arrests all the time. They've arrested. One time they set up a sting operation at the Atlanta airport here and arrested all these guys that came through there and were charged with these crimes. And I have friends who've been charged with these crimes. And I tell you one thing, some of my friends who've been charged with this crime made it clear to me that being charged with this has made it very difficult for them to find jobs. And these guys are all college educated. And while in school, a couple of them were arrested in public places for participating in public sex or whatever took place. And they've had to have a very difficult time finding employment because of this. When they do a background check, they play the case out so quickly, they should have reduced the plea to something else other than indecent, whatever they were charged with. And Unfortunately, this is on the record, they have to go get it expunged and all this stuff. Good luck. So I cannot give this man a pass. And I don't think the citizens of DeKalb County should give this man a pass. You're the sheriff of DeKalb County. You should know better. To be in Piedmont Park after the hours, late at night, which was, the park closes. You're not supposed to be in the park any damn way. Even if he was in there peeing on a damn tree like somebody. He probably went in there to pee on a tree. Oh, he passed an awful lot of damn trees and parking lot just to get down to that sex hotspot. Anyway, this video 20 minutes long. But no, I don't feel that they're demonizing gay people when they make these type of arrests. Public parks should never be used for places for you to go get a nut, for you can go have sexual activity. A park where people go in with their children and family. And I love going to Piedmont Park in the daylight. And to know what's going on in there at nighttime has always kind of saddened me because it takes the park and turns it into a bad place, which is why they have police officers in there to stop people from having sex in the public park at nighttime. Even though the park is closed, they should not be in there for sexual activity. I don't care who they are, gay, straight, black, or white. Then no one should be doing that in a public park. And the next day, people come in the park like, oh, these condoms around here. No, it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'm done with this topic. I know a lot of people are going to be angry about this video because they say, I'm demonizing gay people. Give me a fucking break. If you like my videos, click like, share them with family members and friends. I want to hear you all. What do you think about this sheriff, the DeKalb County sheriff who's arrested Saturday night for being in Piedmont Park? What are your thoughts? You know, good or bad? I'd love to hear what you all have to say. Like I say, I'm out of here today. It is Monday, May 8th, 2017. Get out and enjoy your life. Do something productive with your life. And don't be in Piedmont Park after midnight with your penis out or pussy out or whatever you have between your legs. Sexual organs should not be exposed in public places. Just keep that in mind as you go about your day. Y'all, I'm out of here, and I look forward to reading you all's comments. Enjoy your Monday.